today probably struggle to sell those because they weren't easy to sell. You had to love the brand to present it to someone who was receptive and interested in the brand in order to sell them at the level to affect. And a lot of that was true with Lamborghini too. It was very intimidating brand for a lot of people.
Okay, good. So, welcome world. This is Edward Bevilacqua from Ciao Tutti, and I'm here at the Lamborghini dealership in Las Vegas. How many, and I'm with the sales manager, but I'm doing the interview because I love the cars, but you love the cars too. Okay. So how many different models of Lamborghini are there?
Well, we have two core models. The Aventador is our V12 supercar, and the Huracan is our V10.
Okay. And this is the Huracan here. What is this one?
That's an Aventador.
And that's an Aventador.
That's an Aventador Roadster.
And
blue is an Aventador Roadster.
Aventador Roadster.
The Murcielago Roadster.
Okay. So Frank Bonanno has a Huracan, but I think it's white. And how many different models do they have?
Now, currently, we just have the coupe, but we just showed the Spider version. Frank Bonanno showed last month. I'm going to have one here Friday night to show people that our cars start coming in February of 2016.
Okay. And so what's the basic difference? Like, who would buy a Huracan?
Well, the Huracan is an amazing exotic car, and there's different segments in the exotic car market.
Okay.
So the Huracan is our V10. Really made to be an everyday car. The size is easy to drive. It's nimble. Easy to park. Easy to see out. Where Aventador is our supercar. It's much bigger. It's 3-4 inches wider. It's 8 inches longer.
Okay.
Very imposing in size. And it's part of the supercar. Mystique.
Now, Tom, what is this red thing in the center here?
That's a cover where the start button is
underneath. Okay. Okay. So.
You guys, I'm sorry, we're kind of filming something. So if you have any questions, we ask Serena over here. Listen over here. If you have any questions, just ask me.
The black knob behind it is what?
The black, which one?
Well, there's a red thing that's the start button,
right?
What's the black right behind it?
That's just the reverse lever.
Oh, okay. And what's this red thing here?
That is where you select your driving mode. So we have a standard mode called Strada.
Okay.
And a sport mode, which is very aggressive. And then there's a Corsa mode, which is a track mode.
Okay. So there's 3 modes.
Right. And then all the things, especially the new technologies we have on this car, will have different programming depending on what driving mode you've selected. So Strada is kind of like a grand touring mode.
Okay.
It's very smooth shifting. It'll shift you up into as high gear as it can right away to keep the RPMs down and the noise level down.
So you don't need the paddles at all in that?
Right.
Okay.
You can, if you go into the manual mode, you can use the paddles.
Okay.
You can override that automatic mode temporarily with the paddles. But then it'll go back into automatic. But
all right.
Those settings in Strada are going to be the smoothest suspension settings.
Okay.
The softest steering settings, the quietest exhaust settings, the smoothest shifting settings.
Okay.
The all-wheel drive split is different in Strada Sport and Corsa as well.
Now, what's the black one outside?
That's actually a dark gray there. That's also a Huracan.
Okay.
And they're all 2015s right now. The 16s will be out here in the next couple of months. But
when you look at a Lamborghini, what is the thing you first see that tells you what model it is? Is it like the back window, or is it the vents, or what?
Well, I've been fortunate enough to be with them so long that I know all the little subtle differences. So they stand out to me right away. But a lot of people, it takes them a little bit of time to kind of focus in on a couple of styling cues. Aventador, you can see, is just much more aggressive styling, kind of in your face. We softened up Huracan just a little bit, even from its predecessor Gallardo, and yet it's still very exotic and aggressive looking. But we understood as a brand that we were still kind of intimidating to some people.
Okay.
And even though Gallardo is a really easy car to drive for everybody, a lot of people wouldn't come in and experience that.
Because they thought I can't drive this car?
Yeah, because it looked very exotic.
Uh-huh.
Even Ferrari is also very exotic, but they're a little prettier.
Yeah.
And we're a little bit more, you know, outrageous.
Right.
And so we were just trying to expand our marketplace a little bit, which
Sure.
has been very successful with that because it's the easiest Lamborghini we've ever made to drive.
Uh-huh.
And it has so many more dimensions to it now than Gallardo did because of all the magnetic suspension and the electronic steering and the double clutch transmission and all the programming has allowed us to be a grand touring experience and an extreme exotic car experience and an amazing track car.
Uh-huh. Wow.
All with the push of the button.
I saw a show on Bugatti, building the Bugatti, how they designed it, and one of the things I think I remember was that the tires last about 5,000 miles. Is that about right?
Under normal driving, that's 4,000 or 5,000 miles normal.
Like driving around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you do top speed runs, then they
a lot less.
That you swap the tires earlier.
Okay. Now, how about on the Huracan?
Well, just the laws of physics give us an advantage on tire life because we're capped out at 205 miles an hour.
Okay.
And the reason Bugatti has their aggressive maintenance schedule because they're capable of doing 253 or 258 miles an hour depending on the model. And the laws of physics just start working against tires once you get over 220 miles an hour. The heat dissipation breaks down the tires. It does its job. It gives you grip and control at those speeds, but it's going to break them down and you're going to have to replace them a little quicker. So Bugatti kind of has more like an airplane maintenance schedule.
I see.
Because you can't have a failure at an airplane at 30,000 feet. You can't have a failure at a car at 68 miles an hour.
Right.
So we, because of 205 miles an hour, the compounds we can use in our tires in a Huracan or even 270 miles an hour in a defense store, the tires aren't going to break down as quickly, so we can run them and service a little bit longer, even at the high speed.
Now, Tom, what color is this called?
This has had 3 names over the years. It was originally called SE Purple.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered this on purpose because I love this color. It was our 30th anniversary special edition Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
The name now has changed a couple times from Viola Anniversaria to Viola SE3, which is what we currently call it.
Okay. You must be familiar with Del Toro restaurant?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. And what cars does he have? What Lamborghinis does he have?
Well, I don't know what they have or don't have now. I haven't been over there for some time, but originally the old Lamborghini Las Vegas had a showroom there.
Oh.
And that was actually an authorized Lamborghini showroom for its first few years.
Uh-huh.
Then when the market changed in the end of 2008, they ended up pulling back out of there.
So sort of like what the Wind did with Ferrari, but better.
Which is just what they're going through now.
Got it.
But there has been a consignment used car lot in there since, and I don't know what kind of inventory they have. I think they moved that recently as well, so I'm not sure what they have going on.
I see. So you don't really do anything with them?
No. It was official Lamborghini showroom up until the beginning of 2009.
Okay. And when did this showroom open?
We actually got the franchise at the end of 2009, and we worked out of the Audi store until this showroom got built. Okay. So we've been here for, probably 5.5 years in the showroom.
Huh. I imagine that glass gets kind of hot.
A little bit,
not
but
really?
it's not too bad. And
okay.
So
it's just well vented.
Amazing compounds now. I'm sure it's not just glass. There's probably some kind of poly. Materials in there.
Now, tell me again, what model is this green one?
That's the Murcielago registered.
Okay.
It's 2009.
These are just really amazing looking cars, aren't they?
That car was outrageous when it came out. They showed it at the Geneva Auto Show, and that window line looks like a canopy of a speedboat.
Yeah.
Was just such an outrageous design at the time. We actually rushed it into the showroom. So within a year of Geneva, we had these cars to sell.
Wow. Is there, Tom, is there an official Lamborghini color?
There's not an official color. I would say that yellow, orange, and green are probably our most recognizable colors.
Okay. And is this the green you're talking about?
Well, we've had different greens over the years, but yes, it would be a descendant of those original ones. This is a pearl green, and we used to have non-metallic light greens. In fact, I was just at a Italian car show last weekend, and a very good friend of mine had his Mura there, which is a little lighter green than this, and it was just amazing.
Our Espada was green.
Yeah.
But it wasn't this shade. It was more of a limeish, darker, less, less intense.
We had, a lot of different shades of green over time, but we didn't really have the pearls until the end of the Diablo.
It's just an amazing car. So would you say, what year was Lamborghini started?
1963.
And why was it started? What was the purpose?
Well, a lot of people have heard different variations of the story, but Ferruccio Lamborghini owned Ferraris. He was a wealthy Italian industrialist, and he was manufacturing tractors at the time.
Okay, I heard that part of the story.
And, it was well known at the time that Ferraris had some gearbox problems. In second gear, if you couldn't go into second gear when the transmission was cold, you'd break the gearbox. And so you'd have to drive around from first to third. And anyways, Ferruccio had the same kind of problems everybody else did, and there were some clutch issues at the time. So he called up Enzo Ferrari and offered some advice on how to not have those problems. And Enzo was a little bit dismissive and insulting to him. He said, "Go away and make your tractors. We make sporting cars here."
He said, "Yeah, okay."
So Ferruccio said, "Okay, I'm going to make a better car."
Yeah, thanks for the invitation.
And in that era, he really did. I mean, at that time, if you had a 350 GT here to look at the moment, you'd marvel at all the curves and the styling on that car. Even the windows would have 4 curves to them, where a flat window. So everything we did was over the top. We had 6 carburetors. It was really a real car at the beginning there.
And okay, so the first year the Lamborghini came out was 1963. Hello world, just so you see, I'm actually here. This is actually me. And what are those cars worth today if you could buy one?
Well, they've actually been doing pretty well lately, so it depends on the condition of the car, if it's all original, if it's recently restored, so a lot of those factors are going to come into play. But there's a lot of 350 and 400 GTs that are selling for, anywhere from 350,000 to,
What were they new? Do you know?
Those cars new were probably in the teens.
Wow. So
even a Mura was in the low 20s. 22 to 24,000.
My guess would be that Ferrari sells more cars. Is that right?
They do.
A lot more?
They do sell a lot more. They've been around a lot longer than us, of course.
What's the starting price of a Ferrari?
I would think their Californias are probably in the high 2s somewhere.
Okay. So about the same as Lamborghini.
Well, we only really have one head-to-head competitor with them. A lot of people think we compete head-to-head more than we really do.
So that's the Huracan.
Even with those cars, though, a lot of guys know they want a Ferrari or they know they want a Lambo, so we don't even compete as head-to-head with that car as much as people think. But Huracan and 458 and now the 488 that's coming out are the direct competitors.
Okay.
And we're less than they are, a loaded car for us. And the all-wheel drive coupe is 2 70 to 290s, and their loaded cars probably 310 to 330.
Okay.
And
Versus a Bugatti is what? $1 million?
Well, the last of the Veyrons were anywhere from 2.2 to 3.4 million, depending on
That high? Wow.
depending on
Okay.
whether you got a Veyron coupe up to any of the special edition convertibles.
Oh.
The we are also though going to come out, and it's not even official yet, but we're coming out with our all-wheel drive Spider in the spring. It'll be just a little bit more than the all-wheel drive coupe, and then we're probably going to have a two-wheel drive next year that's even less.
You know, this is a little bit off topic, but where does Spider come from? Because Fiat's got their Spider, right? Didn't Alfa have a Spider?
Yeah, and Ferrari has a Spider. We spell them differently.
Okay, but what is
Ours
this?
is with the Y, theirs with an I. I don't know.
Is it like a
Why?
spider?
You know, I can't say I know the root of the term as
Okay.
it applies to convertible, but for us, we differentiate whether it's an electric top by calling it a Spider, or it's a removable top.
Like that?
A Roadster, right?
That's a
So that's a removable panels on that car.
Okay. And the green one is there's no top, right?
Well, it does have a canvas top that you have to assemble, you know, and screw in all these tubes to give it its rigidity. It stows away under the bonnet when it's all disassembled.
Okay.
But it was very difficult to put on. It was like 20 minutes to put that top.
Okay.
So fortunately with the Ventador, that takes about 2 minutes to
Yeah.
put on or take off the top.
And where does the top store?
They stow under the front bonnet.
Oh, okay. Well, and you grew up in Detroit.
Grew up in Detroit. Started selling Lambos in Fort Lauderdale in 1988. Came to Vegas in '89.
Been here ever since. And tell me, what have I missed asking?
You know, I think you've been pretty thorough. You know, we didn't really expand because some people walked in the showroom there. You know, what's different about Huracan and Aventador, but basically in a nutshell, Huracan is so easy to drive. It could be your daily driver if you wanted it to be.
Okay.
It's that reliable.
Yeah.
The truth is most of my clients who own one have several cars, so they don't really drive it every day because they have other choices.
Yeah.
And then Aventador, the average owner of that has even twice as many cars. So if he's splitting his mileage up across 8 cars, you know, I end up getting a lot of really low mileage trade-ins. So fortunately for me, Vegas is kind of a small town at heart geographically.
Yeah.
And, you know, just the way our customers know so many of each other, you know, so I've had a great environment here for many years now.
Are you familiar with espresso and exotics?
Yep.
Okay. So do you ever bring anything out there?
We've been out there a few times. They do their thing like one Sunday a month.
Yeah, the third Sunday.
And we do so many events, and I have a really small team here for the Lamborghini side of things, so I hate to ask my guys to work on Sunday.
Yeah, guys. Take the Lambo out.
Yeah. So, but
do I have to?
You know?
Do I have to?
And then if they want to go, they go. So
Okay.
I've told all of them, if you want to go, you know.
Okay. Well,
we can make it. So we've been there.
The guy who started that is Rob Bonanno.
Yeah.
His dad is the guy I've been talking about who has Trattoria Reggiana that has the Huracan.
Right.
And Rob is a race car driver.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he drives McLarens or Lotus or something like that.
I thought he had a Lotus.
Yeah. Okay. So that's probably what it is.
Which I have a Lotus Esprit too that I bought back from the guy I sold it to when I was the top Lotus salesman in the country. So,
do you have a little plaque in it?
No.
They didn't give you a little award?
No. Well, I mean, I had a bunch of awards back in the time when I went on a few trips and stuff like that.
Okay.
But it's just more because, you know,
sure.
I'm fond of the brand. And
did you ever drive a Bricklin?
You know what? I've never actually driven one. I've sat in one, but I never actually driven one.
It's not comparable. We had one for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And it was just unique because of the doors.
Yep.
And, I think it was fiberglass too, or something. But,
I can't even remember what they made those out of. I never actually sold one.
Yeah. Well, they weren't around very long.
They didn't. You know,
how about the DeLorean?
I have driven a couple of DeLoreans.
Again, that's a totally different class, right?
They're a little unusual driving experience too.
Would you say that would be a Corvette class car?
No, I think the Corvette's numbers at that time, it outperformed it probably by a significant margin.
The DeLorean did?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the Corvette.
Oh, so it was actually lower than a Corvette.
It was an interesting sports car.
Okay.
And
like for a guy who had a business guy, not a car enthusiast, right?
Probably.
Or if you had 8 cars, maybe you'd have one just so you said, I have
cool.
one.
Yeah, because it was cool.
Okay.
Mr. DeLorean was an interesting guy too. So.
Yeah, he was very interesting. I have one last question. So this goes back to your Detroit roots, growing up with Italian families. This is a question that our viewers always want to know, but it'll be in the magazine. And that is sauce or gravy?
Well, we mostly called it gravy in Detroit, most of the families I hung out with. But sauce is okay.
Okay, good. Well, Tom, thank you very much for taking the time to show us these beautiful cars. And, great interview, great information. Thank you very much.